Welcome to the Bahrain International Circuit. Any moment now, our drivers will take to the track and the Bahrain Grand Prix will begin. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1 of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. So always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Perez, Daniel Ricciardo and Sainz, Norris, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly, Ocon, Vettel, Yuki Tsunoda and Stroll, Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, George Russell and Mick Schumacher, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Alright folks, here we are in Sakir. It's Max Verstappen on pole. Here we go. The 5 red lights are on. It's lights out and away we go. Verstappen gets away well. Hamilton gets away well. Bottas gets away well. Everyone gets away well. Here comes Perez down the inside. Hamilton trying to defend. Verstappen defending down the inside. Perez and Hamilton go around the outside. They're 3 wide through turn number 1 and 2. Perez leads. Hamilton second. Here comes Verstappen. He gets a good run on his teammate. Here comes Daniel Ricciardo against Max Bottas. Now into turn number 4. Verstappen trying to defend the inside. Perez was defending the inside. My man. Now the 2 Mercedes going wheel to wheel. Bottas gets ahead of Hamilton as they head through the S's. Perez leads. Verstappen second. Bottas third. Verstappen fourth. Hamilton fourth. Then it's Ricciardo. Then it's lockup from Bottas as they head into the hairpin. Let's see. Oh my goodness. So Perez leads. Verstappen second. Bottas third. Hamilton fourth. Ricciardo fifth. Lando Norris sixth. 7th, I believe, is Charles Leclerc. 8th is Alonso. 9th is Carlos Sainz. 10th, I can't really tell who 10th is. I think it's Sebastian Vettel or Lance Stroll. I don't know which one of the two. So heading up the hill now into the fast right-handers is Perez, Verstappen, Bottas, Hamilton. That is your top 4. Those 4 are the championship contenders in this race, in this entire series. So these 4 are fighting. Currently, Verstappen leading the championship. Then it's Bottas, I believe, and then it's Hamilton and Perez. That is the order of the current championship before this race. And now the 2 Red Bulls going wheel to wheel. The camera not doing well. Verstappen trying to go down the inside of Perez, but that did not work out as they now on to lap number 2. So now Verstappen trying to find someone to get past his teammate. He's going to go around the outside of Sergio Perez. Perez defends perfectly down the inside. Can Verstappen come back on him and do the S's? No, he cannot. He is going to stay behind him through the S's. Now downhill they go. Almost wheel to wheel into the hairpin. Now Verstappen trying to get by Perez. So down the hill into the tight hairpin now. Verstappen on the back of Perez. They're all just fighting for position. As you can see, a car going off those yellow flags. I don't know who that was. It was one of the Alpha Tauris, I believe. And you see Verstappen now. And there we go. Now we have the current order. Charles Leclerc is now 20th place for that's I think I think, yeah, Charles Leclerc had front wing damage. Yuki Tsunoda was the one who went off. And now DRS for Max Verstappen is going to be activated this lap. As you can see at the bottom now, Perez and Verstappen. Verstappen with a switchback using the outside lane of Perez. Can he fight back using DRS? He's got a bad exit. I don't think he will be challenging there. As we are going to be heading to a replay and seeing what happened. Yeah, see if Verstappen does not get there. Here's an instant replay of what happened to Charles Leclerc and why he is last place. He gets a good start on his teammate. But his teammate seems like it's Carlos Sainz. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. That's probably for the damage of Charles Leclerc. And it's the reason why he's back in 20th place at the moment. Heading down the hill now. I believe, yes, that is into turn 9 and 10. That's turn 9 and 10. And there is Sebastian Vettel, who is currently 10th place ahead of Esteban Ocon and Lance Stroll. There's the big separation between Pierre Gasly and Sebastian Vettel. So Perez leads, Verstappen second, Bottas third, Hamilton fourth. Then it's Ricciardo, then Norris, then Sainz and Alonso. Gasly and Vettel round off the top 10. Then it's Ocon, Stroll, Giovinazzi, Latifi, Russell, Schumacher, Raikkonen, Mazepin, Tsunoda, and Charles Leclerc is your final people who are not in the points. Meanwhile, Verstappen, almost looking to make a move down into the final corner of turn 14 and 15. But he will be going down into the main straight with DRS. Also behind with DRS is Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. He is close enough to get DRS. But Max Verstappen, he's looking to get past his teammate. He's going to dive down the inside of Sergio Perez into turn 1. Can he stick the move into turn 2? No, he will have to wait. Now, but he has another DRS straight. So he's going to try to make a move. He's switching back left and right. He's going to use the outside lane of turn number 4. Verstappen, no, he does not get by Perez. That's great defending from Sergio Perez. But all that does, it just makes Bottas and Hamilton catch up and see there's their live championship standings. Verstappen in the lead by over 12 points on Valtteri Bottas, but Perez is now moved to third because of how many wins he has against Lewis Hamilton, which Hamilton only has 2, while Perez has 4. There's Charles Leclerc all the way back in last, and there's Sergio Perez on board. Looking behind, and there's Verstappen with DRS. Down the back stretch they go into turn number 11, which is a very, very fast. It's a short turn into a very, very fast turn, and then it's just a swooping turn into turn 12 into the hairpin that is turn 13. It's not really a hairpin, it's like a wide hairpin sort of thing, just like turn 4, but much wider. But heading down into the straight, Perez trying to defend from Verstappen. Now Bottas, lock up from Perez. Verstappen's going to have the advantage now. As you see Bottas and Hamilton trying to follow up behind now. Verstappen with DRS on his teammate heading down the straight. Can he make a move? He's going to switch to the inside, but he will go to the outside of turn 1. But Perez defends perfectly down the main straight. Great defense from Sergio Perez. Now into the second DRS straight. Can Verstappen somehow make a move into the small straight? No, he can't. He just can't get close enough through turn number 4 into turn 5. We're going to go to another replay system here on Yuki Tsunoda on why he is currently 19th place. As you can see, he's around the outside of Sebastian Vettel into the hairpin. He just brakes too late. He's stuck on the outside. He has to come to a complete stop just to correct the car and not put in the barriers. But you see, he gets very, very slow, trying not to get involved in any other cars and trying not to pick up a penalty either by exceeding track limits. So down the backstretch now, Verstappen trying to catch up to Perez. Meanwhile, behind Bottas and Hamilton are trying to follow up behind them into turn 11 and 12. Verstappen on the back of Perez. So this is going to be more of an interesting strategy race than Charles Leclerc already back in 20th place. That's horrible for the Ferrari driver, and horrible for the fact that they need to fight Aston Martin in this championship, which Aston Martin didn't even score points last time. Verstappen on the switchback around the outside of turn 14 and 15. but he's now on the back of Perez. This seems like an easy overtake for Verstappen. He's got the DRS, he's got the overtake, as pit window is now open for the soft drivers. For the soft tire drivers. And Verstappen makes it an easy overtake on Sergio Perez, and he gets by for first place. Perez falls in second, Valtteri Bottas in third, Hamilton in fourth, Ricciardo in fifth, Lando Norris sixth, Sainz is seventh, Alonso is eighth, Gasly is ninth, and Sebastian Vettel is 10th. There's Lando Norris back in 6th place on the back of his teammate. Oh, limited contact from Max Verstappen as Sergio Perez actually got ahead of his teammate. George Russell passes Nicholas Latifi. The two Williams drivers passing each other constantly. Now down the hill into turn number 8 is Sergio Perez leading from Max Verstappen to Valtteri Bottas to Hamilton. And now, looks like Verstappen's trying to make a move into the hairpin. Can he stick it down the inside of the hairpin? No! He just not enough room and not enough bravery from Max Verstappen. But Perez does run wide. Here comes Max Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas as they head down the straight. Here comes Bottas. He's going to try to make it 3 wide. Into turn number... Oh! Box. So Hamilton will be pinning this lap. As you see now, Max Verstappen trying to defend from Valtteri Bottas down the inside. No, Bottas gets ahead of Verstappen down into turn number 13. Hamilton on the back of Max Verstappen now. The two championship rivals. These are 3 championship rivals. Bottas, Verstappen, and Hamilton. They're only separated by, I think, only by less than 10 points now. 11 points is for Hamilton, and here goes Hamilton into the pits now. So let's see what Hamilton can do in the pits. Or what Mercedes can do in the pits. My bad. Here we go. Into the pit stop. And nice. Good. Pit stop onto medium tires. At 2.7 for Hamilton as he switches onto medium tires. Meanwhile, look at this. Pierre Gasly are trying to defend from Fernando Alonso. And meanwhile, though, Bottas is getting passed by... Oh, there's 3 wide. Bottas was going for the lead. Now, Verstappen has the outside lane, and he will take the lead into the hairpin. No, Perez sticks it down the inside, and he keeps the lead into the hairpin of turn number 8. Perez holds on to the lead. What a move. Great defense from Perez, and a great move by Verstappen to pass Bottas. Gasly and Alonso, the rookie, a real veteran versus a kind of rookie, only his 3rd year of Formula 1, or his 4th year, my apologies there. Gasly entered the sport in 2017 when Carlos Sainz moved over to Renault at the time, so Gasly had to take over. I need to drink a water. My voice almost went away there. Yeah, this job can take a lot of energy out of you. As now Perez is looking to pit in. Yes, he is. Also with Valtteri Bottas. So Perez is in the pit lane. Bottas is in the pit lane. Ricciardo's in the pit lane. And a few more will be coming down. As you see, Perez enters the pits, put on soft tires, and he gets a 2.4. Bottas at a 2.7. Then Ricciardo's in. Gasly's in. 2.6 for Ricciardo. Gasly's in, though. And Alonso is in. So Gasly switching to soft tires. He goes to 2.8. Alonso with a 2.82. Those two are fighting for position. And now Max Verstappen leads. Lando Norris is now second. Carlos Sainz is now third. Vettel is now fourth. Ocon is now fifth. Stroll is now sixth. Giovinazzi is now seventh. Russell and Nicholas Latifi are eighth and ninth. And Schumacher is 10th. But here's the thing, 4th through 10th are all on medium tires. So they're looking for a one-stop strategy while everybody else is mainly on a 2 or 3-stop strategy. Which that would be Verstappen, Hamilton, Perez, Bottas, Ricciardo, Alonso, Gasly, Leclerc. All of those are mainly on 2-stop strategies. Also, yeah, so Verstappen, Lando, basically the top 10 are all on one-stop strategies. But here's the weird thing, is that Hamilton came in and put on mediums, while Perez and Bottas put on softs. So what will Max Verstappen put on? That's a good question here. What will Verstappen put on for this strategy as he enters the pit lane now, as well as Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz? And here we go, into the pits goes Max Verstappen, a nice 2.6 stop there. Lando Norris comes in, puts on medium tires, and goes for a 2.6 as well. Sainz is in for medium tires as well, and a nice 2.5 from Carlos Sainz. Now heading down the main straight, this is the battle here. Sebastian Vettel, though, takes the lead from Ocon, from Stroll, from Antonio Giovinazzi, but Max Verstappen comes out ahead of everybody, including Hamilton, who's jumped Perez and jumped Bottas. So Hamilton has gained 2 positions due to pit stops. Well, Verstappen, meanwhile, in the back though, Gasly and Alonso are wheel to wheel. The 2 rivals there, Alonso and Gasly, they're championship rivals too, with Alonso only having 26 points at the time. And Gasly only with 13 points, so Gasly really needs some points in order to fight for this top spot. So Hamilton is now in 8th place behind Nicholas Latifi and George Russell, the 2 Williams, who are both on medium tires. My apologies there. They're both on medium tires, so they're most likely going to be pitting a one-stop strategy race. As Hamilton has only won 2 races so far to compare Perez 4 wins, but has more podiums than him with 5 to 4. So interesting information there for Lewis Hamilton on Sergio Perez, as Perez gets by Nicholas Latifi and now has to follow George Russell, but could be getting him by the straight. As you see Mick Schumacher in 11th place, balancing Bottas, trying to get by Nicholas Latifi there. As you see, Hamilton has gone by George Russell, now Perez needs to get by him. As you see though, looking at Lando Norris getting by Mick Schumacher, there's a lot of overtakes happening there. Yuki Tsunoda getting passed by Daniel Ricciardo. So, a lot of overtakes happening though, for just lap cars. But there's a fight for position there. Kimi Räikkönen and Mick Schumacher fighting for position, and Carlos Sainz getting by Yuki Tsunoda easily, because he's got fresher tires than him. But, ooh, Daniel Ricciardo gets by Mick Schumacher, but nice to catch Kimi Räikkönen. It looks like Bottas is now being held up by George Russell, but now Verstappen is first, Hamilton second. Ideally, it would be Verstappen first, Hamilton second, Perez third, Bottas fourth, but he has a gap though to Perez because George Russell is kind of blocking him. So this is gonna be how it's gonna be playing out. So this is a definite strategy race. So these drivers in one-stop strategy, they can take advantage of these people who are on 2 stops and maybe gain 20 seconds, which is the amount of time they should take to get in the pits and back. So that's just normal F1 stats, according to the pit lane. As Carlos Sainz gets by Mick Schumacher, and Lando Norris gets by Nicholas Latifi. Also, Ricciardo gets by Kimi Räikkönen. So Hamilton does not have DRS here, but Perez does, as you see Bottas getting by George Russell in the background. They're wheel to wheel through the first corner, but Bottas is most likely going to get that place back as Norris and Ricciardo now fight for position. The 2 McLaren drivers, who are basically 5th and 6th in the standings, which that's really good for the McLaren team, as they have 147 points. So that is really good for the McLaren team. Yeah, I'm not talking because I'm trying to rest my voice because, well, the first few laps kind of killed it, so. Okay. I'm trying to take this nice and slow because I'm trying to not, like, kill my voice at all. So I'm gonna move up on the mic here and look at. What the? I did not talk to you, Google. My Google just went off for some reason. That was weird. As you can see, Gasly getting by his teammate Yuki Tsunoda. Maybe a little bit of team orders there. Using there. I see Hamilton now. It seems like the guys... Oh, look at that double team by McLaren. That was a nice double team there by McLaren. You see, that's Carlos Sainz stuck behind a driver. And Charles Leclerc getting by Nikita Mazepin. I mean, of course he does, because Mazepin's slow. No offense to Mazepin, but he's very, very slow. Oh my god, Latifi's in 12th. So, Sebastian Vettel's leading, Esteban Ocon is 2nd, Lance Stroll is 3rd, Giovinazzi is 4th, Verstappen is 5th, Hamilton 6th, Perez 7th, Valtteri Bottas 8th, Lando Norris 9th, and Ricciardo is 10th. As you see, Gasly and Sainz are now battling down in the order for 14th place, but that is actually a good battle because that's for points too. After the cycle happens of pit stops. So don't forget about that. There's actually a cycle of pit stops that everyone has, and this is one of them. So the ideal pit stop strategy for the people on the medium tire is pit around lap 14 to 16, with only taking a one step, or lap 16 to 18. I don't remember, but. It's one of them. See, now Verstappen gets by Antonio Giovinazzi, but also Hamilton down the inside of Max Verstappen. They're going to go wheel to wheel through the first corner. They are having a tussle there for that position. This is probably for first place in the standings. Can Verstappen does not have DRS. Here comes Lewis Hamilton. He's going to duck down the inside. Verstappen tries to cover him off through the first corner. Can Verstappen battle back through turn 4 and heading into turn 5 and 6? Go the wheel to wheel through the section. This is a great battle here between Verstappen and Hamilton. Into turn number 8, Verstappen gets ahead. Oh, Hamilton tries down the inside of turn number 8. Verstappen's going to power him through. Heading into turn 9 and 10. Or is Hamilton going to try down around the outside? What a move! Oh no! Hamilton locks up and he loses the spot to Verstappen. And Verstappen has the DRS, so he will be taking it back. No, Hamilton has the DRS. Here comes Sergio Perez down the inside of, making it 3 wide. What a move by Sergio Perez! Oh my god, that was amazing move by Sergio Perez. A double overtake on Hamilton and Antonio Giovinazzi. My goodness! Holy crap! I've never seen like that through turn number 11. That was amazing. Now heading into 14 and 15, Bottas gets by Giovinazzi. And I think the people with these medium tires are now, and Ocon and Stroll are in the pit lane. So here comes some medium tire drivers now, with Stroll getting the first one. And a 3.04 Stroll. Ocon getting a 2.7. Raikkonen, Tsunoda, Leclerc, Latifi are in. This is Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo all going wheel to wheel through the corners. A 2.9 for Raikkonen, 2.7 for Tsunoda, and a 2.6, I believe, for Charles Leclerc. Daniel Ricciardo gets ahead of his teammate Lando Norris. The two McLarens are fighting. As Vettel leads now. It's now just Sebastian Vettel who is leading this race. From Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton, Bottas. Antonio Giovinazzi giving him a 6th place. George Russell up to 9th. So pretty good for the Williams driver, but he has never scored a point yet. That's what's bad about that, is that he hasn't scored a point yet. So, Sebastian Vettel, your leader, looking to pick this lap. And then have the full cycle complete, as well as Antonio Giovinazzi. George Russell might be another one who's coming in. Mick Schumacher needs to come in as well, because he has not pit yet for his medium tires, or the hard tires, that is. That wheel is dirty. Sorry, I have a steering wheel I use for gaming, for basically Formula 1 and all that. And it gets really dirty as Sebastian Vettel gets a 2.9 on his pit stop. Really good for the Aston Martin team. They gave him a pit stop like that. Giovinazzi with a 2.7, and George Russell with a 2.3. What a pit stop by the Williams team, as Perez and Verstappen wheel to wheel through the S section. Verstappen, ooh boy. Who's that leading now? I think it's Max Verstappen. Yes, Verstappen leads from Perez, from Hamilton, from Bottas. But now, heading into turn 9 and 10, this might be important here. Tsunoda jumps Schumacher. Ooh, a lockup for one of the drivers as Verstappen runs wide. Oh, what the frick was Max Verstappen doing there? He's going off track. Perez down the inside of Max Verstappen into turn 11 and up the hill through turn 12. Turn 12. My bad, my English is bad today. They're wheel to wheel through turn 12 into turn 13. Perez gets ahead of Verstappen. So well done from Sergio Perez. The two Red Bulls out in front compared to everyone. Why is there a rain of 2? Why is there just a random 2 on screen? Okay, that was weird. This is just a random 2 on screen. I don't know what that was. I'm very, very sorry for that. So Perez leads, Verstappen second, Hamilton third, Bottas fourth. Ricciardo is now fifth. Sixth is Lando Norris. Seventh is Gasly. Eighth is Sainz. Sainz has lost a position on the pit stop. Ooh, that's interesting. So Carlos Sainz lost a position on the pit stop. Alonso is now 9th. Esteban Ocon now in the points in 10th place for the Alpine team. They're both in the points in 9th and 10th, so they're basically 3 points for the Alpine team. So the two Red Bulls just leading away. Just a nice helicopter cam here around the Bahrain International Circuit. Also, this is a nice view too here. See in the back. Oh, Verstappen loses the back end and gets onto the curbs. I don't know what that was about, but Verstappen lost his rear end there and had to back off a little bit. As Kimi Räikkönen gets by Nicholas Latifi. Don't they're wheel to wheel. Who's going to come out of top? Would it be Räikkönen or Nicholas Latifi? It'll be Kimi Räikkönen. So nice job from Kimi Räikkönen to get by. Let's see Lando Norris all by himself on Daniel Ricciardo. And this might be a time for pit stops actually for these medium tire drivers, or probably the soft tire drivers. As you see Sergio Perez into the pits. Max Verstappen using the draft off of Perez as he's entering the pits. Kind of what like Alonso did back in, I don't know what year, but he did that before. Perez comes in with a nice 2.5. Ricciardo and Norris are in, so double stack there. 2.8 for Bottas. But now this Lando Norris is sitting there. Ricciardo goes on a 2.5. Lando Norris, oh, he has to go for a front wing change. Oh no, this is a disaster for McLaren. Oh, this is much a disaster for McLaren. Gasly to 3.0, Alonso 2.9, a 10.7 for Lando Norris. That lost him about 8 to 9 seconds. Oh, this is horrible. Lando Norris may have just costed himself. And meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton got by Max Verstappen. When did that happen? So Verstappen is now behind Lewis Hamilton. This is huge. So now Hamilton is ahead of Verstappen. This could be huge, not only in pit stop, but this could be huge in the race at the final. Maybe in the last laps. I need to stop moving around, but this is just a little bit too intense. Lando Norris drops to 18th place behind Charles Leclerc, but most importantly, he's behind Alonso, who is on the same strategy. Gasly is also in there, but ahead of him. Now Hamilton is the only person who heads into pit lane, it seems like. Yep, Carlos Sainz is not going to pit. No radio communication there. A 2.8 for Hamilton. Well done lap there. As this is just interesting. So Hamilton's on, I think, mediums. Yep, Hamilton's on mediums now. So basically everyone's going on mediums now. But, oh, man, what happened to Lando Norris? as Charles Leclerc gets ahead of Nicolas Latifi. Another place game for Charles Leclerc. Now he needs to get by Kimi Raikkonen. So this is, oh boy, this is turned upside down. Sebastian Vettel is now 6th and does not need a pit, as he's now ahead of Valtteri Bottas and Daniel Ricciardo. So now Vettel can possibly score points this race for Aston Martin. This is huge in the championship fight. So Verstappen most likely going to be coming to the pits now, as well as Carlos Sainz. But it seems like Verstappen is now, I think, 19 seconds ahead of Sergio Perez. But the question is, can he get a good pit stop here? He needs a good pit stop here as he enters the pit lane on medium tires. But it looks like they're going to be switching him back onto medium tires. And oh my goodness! I think his clutch just got stuck there. A 2.5 over Verstappen, but he got held in the pits a little bit too much there, as I think his clutch did not get going. Sainz is also in the pits too. So now Perez gets ahead. Here comes Lewis Hamilton, and he gets ahead of Verstappen. Here comes Bottas, but he stays behind. Esteban Ocon's also there. Sebastian Vettel is now behind, but Esteban Ocon gets ahead of Sebastian Vettel. That's an important thing for the championship, for the fight here. As now Bottas is going for it on Max Verstappen down the inside. Goes the Finnish driver. Oh, he shoves him wide, but Bottas gets ahead of Max Verstappen. As Yuki Tsunoda and Lando Norris are fighting. Hamilton's in second. Bottas is third. So Perez now leads. Hamilton's now second. Bottas is now third. Verstappen is now fourth. Ocon's fifth. Oh.
I'm losing power, it's going. Keep going for now. I can't, it's broken! It's broken! It's off.
Lando's out! Lando Norris is out of the race! Oh, his race goes from bad to worse. And that is just horrible luck for Lando Norris, as he is now out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. That is just huge. And like I said, there's yellow flags now in the second sector, and now it is clear. Ricciardo gets by Vettel. So Vettel falls in 7th place, and now Verstappen and Bottas, two championship rivals, 1st and 2nd in the championship currently, duking it out here. Now it seems like Hamilton will become P2 in the championship behind Verstappen, but now it matters of where is everyone going to finish. Perez is currently your leader, 1.2 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Bottas 3.3 seconds behind. So it seems like he is not going to get involved in any fight. Verstappen trying to pass Valtteri Bottas to get ahead of everyone. But now Lando Norris is our first retiree of this race, so no points for him. For Lando Norris. Verstappen on the back of Bottas, trying to get by. He's fighting it through. He's switching. He's going to go down to the outside of Valtteri Bottas. Oh, massive lock. I think a little bit of contact there from Valtteri Bottas on Max Verstappen. So lock up and contact by Valtteri Bottas. Now Verstappen going to be trying to get by him. Down the main straight. Oh, he's squeezing him. Oh, he switches back. I don't know how in the world he managed to make that stick and not go into the wall. But Verstappen is now wheel to wheel with Valtteri Bottas down into the 2nd straight. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly gets ahead of Tony Giovinazzi. Ocon on the back of Ricciardo now. as Bottas and Verstappen are going wheel to wheel. And Bottas gets ahead of Max Verstappen. Oh, Verstappen trying to find somewhere to pass. And Hamilton, meanwhile, Hamilton on the chase to get Perez. So this could be ending bad. Well, this is bad for not only McLaren, but this also could be bad for McLaren as well. Well, I mean, okay, what I'm trying to say is this is bad for McLaren for two reasons. One, Lando Norris is out, one of their best point scorers of the season, and Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel are both in the points compared to Daniel Ricciardo, who is in 6th. But nothing to worry about there, because now Sebastian Vettel is getting passed by Pierre Gasly, as now Verstappen back on Bottas as they head down the main straight into turn 1. Verstappen gets ahead of Bottas, and Daniel Ricciardo gets ahead of Esteban Ocon. So this might be good for McLaren as they need to outscore Aston Martin all they can. As Charles Leclerc gets by George Russell, another place gain for the Ferrari driver, who fell back to last after pitting in the first lap, is now up to 13th place. So go on, Charles Leclerc, as Verstappen will take P3 and Bottas is in P4. I'm so inconsistent when it comes to this stuff, but it's very hard to be a commentator when you're just talking all the time. You know, it's very hard. So that's a very fun thing to do, because, you know, it's interesting. But Verstappen in ahead of Bottas. As heading down the main straight, Bottas will have DRS on Max Verstappen, as now Perez has fallen back to 2nd. Hamilton is taking the lead. Bottas trying to catch up to Max Verstappen. They're almost going wheel to wheel. Oh, Verstappen gets on the sand a little bit, or the, I don't know what kind of surface they're using there. As you can see, Carlos Sainz gets ahead of Tony Giovinazzi, as well as Sebastian Vettel. So now Giovinazzi is in trouble of not getting points, as Bottas tries to make a move on Max Verstappen again through turn 8. And now Bottas is on the back of Verstappen heading into turn 11. And now through 12, as Hamilton has now gained a big gap now on Perez. It's not really that big according to the map over there, but I could guarantee you that this could mean that Hamilton might win the race and close the championship lead on Max Verstappen, as the points are stayed like this. If it stays like this, then Hamilton can close the gap on that championship lead. Bottas on the back of Bottas on the back. Oh, oh my God! Bottas' engine just blown. Oh my God! Championship contender Valtteri Bottas has just blown his engine and is out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. That is so unexpected. Wow! Bottas out of this race. Meanwhile, Carlos Sainz is now going to head up to 10th place ahead. Oh my God, that is so huge. Bottas out of the race. What the heck? That was so huge, and now it's a two-car race. Hamilton and Perez. They're the only two that's like they can really fight against. Oh my god, that is huge! Bottas was just cruising in 4th place behind Verstappen and was gaining on him, and then his engine just gave up on him. That's huge! Oh man, Bottas is going to need some sort of great racing for the next 3-4 races as his car is cleared up. That is just huge. Hamilton comes up now. 5 laps to go here in Bahrain. Hamilton leading. Perez is 2nd. Verstappen is 3rd. Daniel Ricciardo is now 4th. Esteban Ocon is now 5th. Gasly is now 6th. Lance Stroll is now 7th. Alonso is 8th. Sebastian Vettel is getting passed by Carlos Sainz, and he does get by, and he takes 10th or 9th away from Sebastian Vettel. So that's huge for the place, for the 4th place battle between Ferrari and Aston Martin. But Sebastian Vettel trying to challenge back on Carlos Sainz. Look at that. The driver who replaced the Vettel at Ferrari versus the former Ferrari driver. So current Ferrari versus former Ferrari driver. As now, look at that, Antonio Giovinazzi going around the outside of Sebastian Vettel. The Italian is going around the outside and he gets by Sebastian Vettel. What a move by Antonio Giovinazzi. Hamilton leading Perez the entire way with 5 laps to go. And now we'll be coming up to 4 to go now. So we might have just had... I think Perez has given up now. I think Perez doesn't have it in the bag. But we can tell by that. We can't really tell because he's got 5 tenths on Hamilton. He might challenge him through turn number 1. He's getting closer, but he will not try and overtake. I mean, he could have, but he's not going to. He had the room and the inside. Could cause lacking too. Perez trying to catch and pass Hamilton. This is huge for the championship if he does get by. Most likely Perez will be taking 3rd place in the championship. As Charles Leclerc has gotten by Sebastian Vettel and is now up to 11th place. He is only 1 spot away from taking points. That'll be a great comeback for Ferrari if he manages to get by. 4 laps to go. Perez trying to catch Hamilton. I'm looking at the point standings and I'm realizing something, that only 4 drivers here have not scored points, and it's the driver in 10th, driver in 13th, 16th, and 17th have not scored points. Russell, Giovinazzi, Verstappen, and Latifi have never scored points. Look at the gap between Schumacher and Mazepin. 10 seconds. That's unbelievable. As Gasly gets by Ocon and jumps to 5th place. A great race for Pierre Gasly, the Frenchman. He hasn't taken a podium yet, but his teammate has. And that was back in Austria. Sebastian Vettel also took a podium back in Austria. He took 2nd place after Verstappen picked up a 5-second time penalty for causing a major collision with Nikita Mazepin, and Verstappen had to go to the back of the grid after causing a major collision, a massive collision with Hamilton that caused a chain reaction of collisions. So as Perez still trying to catch Hamilton. Heading up to 2 laps to go now. Do 14 and 15. Perez trying to get by Hamilton. 5/10. He just gets so close, but he just will not go for a move. As we have 2 laps to go, and now I'm gonna now commentate the last 2 laps here of this race. Hamilton in the lead from Perez, from Verstappen. Verstappen still catching up, but I think it's too late to catch them. Perez trying to use all his ERS and DRS as he can. Will he try to overtake? Oh my god, I'm being so silent. I'm so sorry. But now, Hamilton trying to lead from Perez as they head down into turn number 14 and 15. They're going to be cutting back into the final lap here in Bahrain. Hamilton leading. The final lap has started. Hamilton trying to take home a 3rd win of the season. Perez trying to take home a 5th win. Through the first year straight, nothing. Through the hurricane, they can come. Through the 2nd straight, Perez is really close to Hamilton. He's got the room, but he won't overtake. He will not try for an overtake. I'm kind of disappointed now with Perez. He's got all this room to overtake, but he won't overtake. Lewis Hamilton, he's won twice this season. In Belgium, he won. And in the Netherlands, he won. He hasn't won since. Perez trying to use DRS, but I think it's now too far away for Hamilton. Hamilton has taken 5 podiums this season. Perez has taken 4. Verstappen has taken 5. Ricciardo has only taken 1. But Lewis Hamilton now into the final stretch. This will help him in the championship. Verstappen will be taking the fastest lap point though. But here he comes out of turn 14 and 15. Lewis Hamilton wins in Bahrain and takes home a 3rd win in the championship. What a race as Perez takes home 2nd, Verstappen takes home 3rd, and Hamilton cuts down the championship to only 2. Wow! And Ricciardo takes home 4th, Gasly takes home P5.
So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Well, Lance Stroll would be my pick. He managed to keep a cool head today whilst pushing through the field.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.